Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is a rainy day and rainy season here in Belize. Figured I'd jump on here and do a video for you guys real quick. So why are so many Americans leaving the United States? It's not just Americans, it's there's a really big migration that's going on around the entire world right now. But yeah, there are thousands of Americans that are leaving the United States right now. Here in Belize, the last time I looked, there was an estimated 20,000 Americans that are living in Belize right now, which is, you know, of a population of about 400,000, 20,000 Americans here. That's a lot of Americans that have left and decided to up and leave and come make somewhere their home. So there's a question, why are so many people leaving? Well, let's go ahead and get in these clips I got for you real quick, and let's just look at some of the reasons why not only I left, but I know a lot of other people are leaving. So go ahead and watch these clips and we'll get back to the video.
This is certainly not part of Larry Gessick's retirement plan. The 77-year-old electrician by trade leaves at 5:30 a.m. and heads for his part-time job unloading trailers at a local supermarket in St. Petersburg, Florida for $14.75 an hour. His wife Joyce, 66, prepares for her workday, making $14 an hour as a full-time legal administrator.
It's not really a retirement.
What is it?
It's working every day.
The Gessicks came out of retirement not because they wanted to, but because they had to, and are among the 11 million Americans, 1 in 5 over 65, who are still working.
It's hard, 77, still busting my butt.
So I call it the work, retire, repeat syndrome.
Labor economist Teresa Ghilarducci says work is the new retirement.
More than half of the people who are retired right now do not have enough money to be retired.
Who's to blame for all of this?
I blame policymakers who experimented with our retirement system 40 years ago, and they are not saying the experiment failed.
That experiment is what we know today as the 401k, named after part of a 1978 law that offered companies an alternative to the traditional pension plan.
The thought was that Americans just need a little bit of financial literacy and they can just save on their own.
But in fact, many of today's older workers were never taught enough about saving and investing for retirement.
I grew up on a farm. Nobody there instructed any of us to put money aside and make your own way later on down the road.
Like many working Americans, the Gessicks were more doers than savers. They drained their 401ks.
I think to us it felt more like a savings account than to focus on, I need to have this piled up to actually live on.
They have a mortgage, a car loan, and are paying down about $12,000 in other debt. But even with Social Security, some old pension funds, and their paychecks, money is tight.
Dustin Baxley are giving Inside Edition a tour of their new home in Portugal.
This is our living room. As you can see, it's quite large, which is nice.
Look at that backyard, equipped with a large pool and outdoor kitchen. It's a far cry from their apartment in Brooklyn, where they lived before moving overseas.
Our house in Portugal is 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, and is half the price of what we paid in Brooklyn.
They have 2 young children and say they were also very concerned about safety in the big city. The Baxleys are part of a new wave of Americans packing up and moving to Europe. Luciani Serafovic is a real estate broker specializing in international sales.
I am seeing a very large trend of people wanting to move to Europe. They're doing this because they can work remotely and also because they want more savings, more space, and also a better work lifestyle.
So where are they going? Greece is seeing a huge spike, 40% compared to last year. Italy and France are also seeing their highest U.S. demand in years. Mom Stephanie Sinclair is among those making the big leap back to the old world. She's moving with her son from Atlanta to Italy.
You can hear the church bells from one of the churches now.
She just bought a house in Sicily after being fed up with the cost of living in the States.
A total of $60,000 is what it costs for 2 houses and a storefront area with a bathroom for literally 3 properties.
Here we are.
Galen and Meryl Draper recently relocated to this stunning estate in southwest France.
I would say for the price of like a bathroom in Brooklyn, we were able to get that, and also the bank. I mean, we were able to get a loan there that's like less than 1%, which doesn't even make sense here.
These Americans say moving to a foreign country is not easy, but feel it is the right decision for them.
All right, so as you can see, from the homelessness to the people sleeping on sidewalks and tents, that's pretty much in every major city in the U.S. right now. You can't get away from it. From people having to come out of retirement to work for pennies just to survive and get by when they work their whole life, to be able to retire and enjoy life. These are just some of the reasons why so many Americans are leaving the United States. A lot of Canadians leaving Canada, a lot of people from Europe leaving over there, a lot of people going to Spain, Portugal. Like I said, there's a lot of people that are moving throughout the world right now. You know, I think a lot of people are just tired. I know for me, I was just completely tired. There came a point when I had to ask myself, why was I continuing to bust my butt to make somebody else a ton of money when at the end of the day, I could be replaced in a second? There's a lot of people out there that don't think they're replaceable. Everybody is replaceable, so don't let your head get too big. We're all replaceable. You know, just like when people pass, you notice in 3, 4, 5 days, it's just kind of forgotten about and move on. Same thing at your job, wherever you work. You know, you get this idea that you're irreplaceable and that you're going to be at this company forever, and that's just how it's going to be. You know, the sad reality is, I think it's like 60% of Americans right now are living paycheck to paycheck, which means if you miss a paycheck, your whole world goes into turmoil. From how are you going to make your car payment, how are you going to eat, how are you going to pay your rent, how are you going to pay your mortgage. And that's pretty much what's going on right now. And I think a lot of people have woken up and have just realized, hey, there has to be more to life than this. And there is. You know, me and my wife were lucky enough to get out. It wasn't it wasn't something that we had planned. It just happened. And it's something that we had talked about for a long time. So when the opportunity happened, when it happened, we did not second guess. We absolutely got out and decided to try something different. And it's been the best decision that we've ever made. And, you know, for most of the people that are living here that are from the U.S., even Canada, the UK, it's been the best decision that they've ever made. Man, let me tell you what, when I first got here, one of the things I realized was I forgot what vegetables actually taste like. You know, that vegetables actually have a taste. Yeah, people are just tired. I know I was tired. I was completely tired of being in the rat race and the matrix whatever else you want to call it. And for me, I realized that there was never going to be a way out. And at the very end, I didn't want to have to worry about that. I guess, you know, at the very end, if it's my health or whatever, I'll deal with that day when it comes. But for the right here, for the right now, while I'm able to, while I'm young enough to travel around, to enjoy things, I wanted to just live life. So we took the risk and we just left. And so many, thousands upon thousands of people are waking up. You know, if you really watch those clips, it's not getting any better in the U.S. You know, that's one thing I can say that I have not seen anywhere in Central America is the amount of homelessness, the amount of drug addiction, the amount of violent crime, home invasions. I have not seen those levels in almost 3 years since I've been here in Central America. Not saying that it doesn't happen. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I have not seen the levels that I used to see in the United States. And I remember when I was younger, when I was growing up, you know, we had a couple homeless people that lived in our area, but it was under the bridges and you didn't see them everywhere in tents. And it was almost like, it was a big deal to see somebody homeless when I was growing up because you didn't see it that often. And now it's not even a big deal. There is thousands upon thousands of people that are homeless. You know, another big reason why people are leaving, there are people that are living in their cars that have full-time jobs, aren't on drugs. It's not that they choose to live in their car. They are living in their car because they have no other choice. The United States is not the country that I grew up in. I don't know what it has become. I do know that I'm not the only one that left, and I know that there was still more that are going to be leaving. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah, people are leaving by thousands, and if you hear otherwise, don't believe it. There are thousands upon thousands of Americans who are leaving the United States of America. And if that doesn't tell you something, if that doesn't wake you up and you want to keep looking at the media and believing the carrot that they put in front of you, and, you know, if the United States is such a great country, why does it continue to have the problems that it has? Why are the people leaving in droves the way they are? And these aren't even people that, you know, may not have a way to make money. These are people that have had enough. They have had enough with their lifestyle in the United States, with how much things cost, from food to housing to insurance to medication to so many things. One of the first things I learned when I got in Central America was how much we had been ripped off by pharmaceutical companies every time that we needed a medication for something, man. Information is power. Americans are leaving by the thousands, everyone. Are you going to be one of them? Stay informed. Information is power. Stay blessed, everyone.